and said the Diddy thing is not a surprise, but it makes me remember the horrible way he treated my friend Kim Porter, and how I've always silently held him responsible for her young death.
People ask me, yo, and they send me clips of Cassie. I guess it's an affidavit to the courts, you know, of what she experienced. And it's like, it was the same thing Kim was going through.
Kyle Marissa Roth, a blind item TikTok star, has died. She was 36 years old.
Diddy's name has become synonymous with the term abuser, but unfortunately it gets worse. Accusations of murder are now running rampant, and people have found more and more proof of just how far he's capable of going. 50 Cent has been one of the loudest people to speak against Diddy, especially since the rappers had a years-long feud even before the lawsuits against Diddy began piling up.
Any beefs going on right now that we need to jump on?
I'm not paying attention to none of them. Oh, no more puffy juice. No more puffy juice.
Oh, really?
Just different things that's not really beef though. That's just competitive.
Competitiveness.
All right. So you and Diddy, you and Puff cool?
No, I don't really rock with
okay, damn. All right. I didn't know what that meant. Okay. So we'll come back to it. All right. My bad.
He was the first to respond to multiple accusations against Diddy. And now fans are waiting to see what he has to say about the mogul having something to do with a TikTok star's alleged murder. But until then, there are plenty of people who have alluded to just how far he can go to achieve what he wants. The first and most obvious is his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura. She's the one who got the ball rolling when she slapped him with a $30 million lawsuit that got settled in just 24 hours amicably.
A lawsuit filed against Sean Diddy Combs accuses the music performer and executive of rape, physical abuse, and sex trafficking. The singer Cassie says the incidents occurred throughout her 10-year relationship with Combs. Her suit was filed under a law that allows alleged sexual offense victims to file past the statute of limitations. Cassie says she wanted to speak out before that law expires next week. Mr. Combs has denied all the allegations.
Diddy's lawyers allege the lawsuit is just the result of Diddy refusing to pay Cassie the $30 million she initially demanded. Regardless, it's all wrapped up pretty amazingly quick.
She filed it on Thursday, and just over 24 hours later, they settled. And they both say that they've settled it amicably.
Which means no huge public trial, but it does raise a question.
If he was really this concerned, knowing what she was alleging, why didn't he settle it the day before she filed?
Because he didn't think she would. Called her bluff.
The lawsuit contains some pretty serious allegations, which are now being proven to be true. But one concerning incident listed was the fact that he blew up rapper Kid Cudi's car.
Hints that he might have been involved in setting another rapper, Kid Cudi, setting his car on fire.
Wow.
Yeah. No, and it's fascinating because Kid Cudi's people responded saying that's all true, right?
Right. And I think what they were saying is that it is true that Cudi's car was blown up and that it happened sometime after Cudi and Cassie had a brief affair.
Right, yeah, and I guess
apparently it happened when Cudi showed interest in Cassie when she and Diddy were on a break in their relationship. There was even an investigation to verify this.
One of the other allegations in the Cassie Ventura lawsuit concerned Kid Cudi. This is from Michael Velli from YouTube. Will the feds investigate the rumors that Kid Cudi's car was blown up by Diddy because he dated Cassie Ventura? For facts purposes, Kid Cudi's car was blown up.
Absolutely, I think they'll investigate it. I think they'll. Can I also say it just goes to his access? If you can blow someone's car up, it just goes to the reach that you have, and it just substantiates someone's fear of him, especially, we were talking about witness protection earlier. He has reach. He can send someone to blow up a car if he so desires over a love issue, spurned love interest or something of that sort. So,
in one interview, Michael Jai White revealed he once saw Diddy arguing with Kim Porter because he wanted to get back together with her, except he didn't want to change his philandering ways.
Man, like he's very vulnerable at that time. But he's doing this, he's doing that, but then he still wants, it's kind of like, I want to be able to do everything I want to do, but still have you.
Bro, they had twins together.
Yeah.
The twin girls. Yeah, so...
Well, no, wait. Did they have 3 kids together?
I don't know.
Let's see.
I don't know. We never hung with the kids. I didn't really know what was happening there. But the guy I met...
Except we all know how he really treated her. Diddy's ex-bodyguard, Gene Deal, went off on him for acting like he was in love with her when he slept around for their entire relationship.
What action did he do? You know, he fucked, excuse me, he was with every chick, every dude, whoever he wanted to be with, you know, when Kim was alive, praying with them, doing whatever he had to do to be with them. And then as soon as she dead, you know, and we don't want nobody, none of our loved ones or people that we deal with ever to go, you know, he used that as a tool to get to everybody's heart, you know, because who Kim was.
Deal emphasized that rather than focusing on his heartfelt tributes, you have to focus on his actions to realize how he actually treated her. Their relationship was filled with abuse towards each other, because Kim would fight back when he put his hands on her.
Cut his wrist. It's an incident that him and Kim had when she took the corkscrew when they were fighting, you know, and ripped his whole wrist up. That's what helped Puff, that's how Puff got on drugs. You understand? Those painkillers. Because Kim wasn't taking it from him. So my whole thing about it is that it was always abuse between those two, physically. But Kim got tired of it and she wasn't taking it.
Gene even said that Diddy was probably glad that Kim was dead because it meant all his darkest secrets went away.
Stop the bullshit, man. He got you fooled too, huh? You understand? Kim know all his deepest secrets. You understand? Kim knew why he was using the butt plugs. Man, Kim probably told all that shit in her book. You understand? That up and got missing the day she died. You understand what I'm saying? See, I could say that.
In another interview, he revealed that he used to hear Kim and Diddy all the time over her talking to other men, and you could see it on her face when she got beaten.
He'll start off, he'll have something on his mind, and he'll like that play fight with them. You understand? And he'll be hurting them when they to the point where they'll be like, yo, stop. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, they got the room is locked. You don't hear none of that. And then, you know, Kim would walk out in her white robe, and you could see it in her face. But what are you going to do?
He also talked about how unless Kim wrote a book on a cloud from where it could be retrieved, there's pretty much no chance of it coming into existence because Diddy would have removed any traces of it as soon as she died.
And I hope she did her book on Google Docs or she did her book somewhere that is floating in the cloud of the internet that somebody could go get it one day. I'm sure that he probably got hold to those tablets or whatever she had, allegedly, and got rid of them. They swimming with the fishes.
Wow, man. So she was about to expose all that in her book, them sleeping with men together.
She was going to expose everything. I heard it was tell all.
It's because it included details of everything she had gone through with Diddy, including being swingers.
All the perils, everything that she went through in the music business and with Diddy. All the men that they slept with together, because there were men that they slept with together. There were swinging times that they slept with together. I don't know, man. How do you put your girl through some shit like that?
And Kim isn't the only one who had to suffer at Diddy's hands. Gene Deal revealed that Diddy also beat up his eldest son Justin's mother, Misa Hilton.
He put hands on her. She, to the point where is that nobody was helping her. Now, this is a story that was told to me, bro, by somebody who was there. You know what I'm saying? And they said he put hands on her. Misa was running from him so hard trying to get away from him, she tried to crawl up under a car. You know, Puffy was, you know, Misha was like I say, she was a talented, beautiful girl, bro.
He also implied that there was a chance Diddy would have murdered either Misha or Suge Knight after the magazine picture fiasco, where Suge said what the East Coast won't take care of, the West Coast will.
What the East Coast won't take care of, the West Coast will. Yo, this nigga got a vein in his head from the front all the way to the back, and he was on fire. I mean, I'm glad Misha and him wasn't messing around at the time, because had they been, he'd probably be in jail right now. That's how mad he was.
And that's not the end of it. There's even stories of him hitting his own mother, despite his claims of how much he loved her. Gene ripped into his BT Awards speech, saying he used to swear at his mother, and then goes on stage talking about how everything was for her.
As a tool to get to everybody's heart, you know, because who Kim was. You understand what I'm saying? But all that was propaganda. All that said, yo, this is for my mother. Man, I used to hear you call your mother everything but a child of God. But you could grow, you know, maybe he's grown. Maybe he's a whole different person. Maybe he ain't the same person that, you know, does what he do, you know, to his artists. Maybe this new artist get a paycheck. Maybe he's not that same dude that, you know, that's gonna use profanity around into his mother. I should have saw, he told me he should have saw this coming with Cassie and the way he treated women when he slapped his mother. And I was like, he did what?
So if he can blow up someone's car, abuse his girlfriends and the mothers of his children, it's not like he can't commit murder. In fact, Jaguar Wright even said he was behind all of his friends from Uptown Records dying off over the years.
He cussed his mother out. He told his mother to stay out of his mofo business. And I told him, man, you ever talk to your mother? You remember that situation? He said, yeah. I said, Kirk, why you didn't tell me then that he cussed that he slapped his mother? Because if you would have told me to slap his mother, I'd have beat the shit out of him, Kirk. He was like, Gene, I thought he was, you got to realize he was just a kid.
Jaguar talked about how Kim Porter's death had at first been ruled as a homicide, but the ruling was later overturned. There's a high chance Diddy was behind the murder.
You understand? Somebody should have whooped his ass way back then. When you do your mother like that, you don't care about no woman in the street. And he was like, I know, Gene, but he was just a kid. This came from Kirk Burroughs' mouth himself. I was like, yo, that shit is crazy.
Everyone had one thing in common. They were working to expose Diddy right before their death, or in Al B's case, hospitalization.
Because if you do that type of thing to your mother, you know, I heard him curse his mother. I checked him on that. But had I known he put his hands on his mother, I don't give a excuse me, sorry about that. I don't care what kind of thing that he was going through.
Which brings us to Kyle Marissa Roth, the latest of Diddy's alleged victims.
And stop scrolling. So we got some sad and frankly disturbing news. Kyle Marissa Roth has died at the age of 36. She was a big-time TikToker. She covered controversial Hollywood blind items, okay? Now, it just so happens that a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago, she did a deep dive. She did a deep dive on P. Diddy, and she did another deep dive on J-Lo.
People instantly found something wrong with her death, especially since her family made it clear they did not know what was going on or how she died.
Allegedly, she was getting threatened by someone. Don't we remember? Her and one more gossip account. Because why wouldn't they say what happened? She was too young. I'm so shocked.
I mean, tons like this. Somebody said, my gut is telling me that there is something sinister behind this. Another person said something is so sus. Here's another video.
The part that got to me was Kyle loved and lived fiercely. Nothing makes sense now, and we'll understand more in the next few days. Something is not sitting right in my spirit when it comes to this.
So obviously, people seem to think that there was something else behind her death.
Kyle's mom, Jackie, announcing the sad news on LinkedIn, sharing a photo of the two, writing, Kyle loved and lived fiercely. Nothing makes sense now, and we'll understand more in the next few days. Kyle's sister, Lindsay, also paying tribute online. In a post on Instagram, she reveals Kyle died last week. Quote, "As a family, we are still processing and deciding how to properly celebrate and honor her life." Lindsay says the family doesn't know what happened, but they plan to share more as they can.
Many are sure that Diddy was the one behind her death because she started releasing news about him even before the Lil Rod lawsuit came out.
She was having issues with her account with over 700,000 followers being banned after she began exposing Diddy. And many people are thinking Diddy was the one who got it banned, but that didn't stop her. She used a backup account to expose Diddy blind items that spilled some pretty serious accusations months before they became public in Lil Rod's lawsuit. People were even commenting on her TikTok at the time, "If anything happens, we know it was either J-Lo or Diddy." And
that's not all. Another TikToker brought yet another case to attention, that of Mo Othman, who used to post videos on several theories, including Diddy. He said, "But I remember watching all of his videos, and I was terrified because of things he was saying made sense, and I almost made like a mental checklist. So anytime anything happens, I'm like, FK, he said that." Except he disappeared with all his videos being taken down. No one knows where he went, though people suspect external pressure from Diddy and others got him run off the platform. Even Gene Deal said that while he doesn't agree with Aubrey O'Day saying Diddy might try to get payback on bad boy artists for exposing him, he was always on high alert anyway. So what is 50 Cent going to say about this? There's no response for now, but people are waiting with bated breath to find out what really happened to her. That's it for now. Don't forget to tell us what you think in the comments below. For more updates, hit the bell icon.